Hello and welcome to another episode of With Enough Prep Time. I'm your host, the Nerd Man, and today we're going to be reacting to the new Red Band Suicide Squad trailer. Suicide Squad, obviously taken over by James Gunn, DC property that was first directed by David Ayer, who's a director I actually really enjoy. I really like his movies. Train Spotting, and a number of other movies that he's done are actually movies I really enjoy, and I personally prefer to David Gunn's movie. Oh, sorry, to James Gunn's movies. I mean, I've got really a lot to say about this. I'm not a huge. I like the Guardians of the Galaxy, but I'm not a huge fan of that franchise. And I'm also really not a huge fan of DC basically trying to be Marvel, taking directors from Marvel properties who have a particular sensibility and kind of applying it to the DC brand. So I'm not a big fan. I know a lot of people are like, oh, this is one of the ones they're looking forward to most in terms of the new DC movies. I'm not looking forward to it that much. One of the things that particularly bothers me is, that I really like the first Suicide Squad. I know a lot of people hate on that movie. I wish I could see the David Ayer cut. I think it might even be an even more epic movie. But like the Suicide Squad, as far as I was concerned, had some really interesting dynamic characters. I really liked Viola Davis as Amanda Waller. Will Smith was really good. He's not back in this movie, but he was good as Deadshot. Margot Robbie was obviously excellent as Harley Quinn. I really liked the whole cast apart from Jared Leto as Joker, but I thought his performance was kind of butchered to bits by the editing. However, recently I've watched Zack Snyder's Suicide Squad, and I didn't like his Joker there either. So maybe that is something that is endemic of his performance with the Joker. And one of the things I'm like kind of pissed off at is like I'm not going to see Karen Fukuhara back as Katana, and I thought she was really good. For the little that she had in the movie, at least she was quite an intriguing, character, and she was the only character of Asian descent, and she's gone. So there's things that I will watch the trailer, I will keep an open mind, but I'm just not a big fan of this project. I don't like Marvel directors coming over to DC and trying to Marvelize these films and fill it with these kind of stupid humor that I don't necessarily enjoy. I think if you want that, just go to Marvel. It's that simple. I think DC does other things better than that, and I thought Suicide Squad was one of those movies that, yeah, I think it had many flaws structurally. I think I'd like to see the David Ayer cut, see if it fixes some of those flaws. But I thought the good far outweighed the bad, and the fun of the characters and the darker humor was something that I was into, rather than the kind of more slapsticky, over the top humor of Marvel movies. I think the humor in the Suicide Squad really came organically from the situations, as opposed to just being like, oh, we've got to stick a joke in here, or we've got to stick a piece, something humorous in here. And I also like the original cast. As I said, Will Smith as Deadshot, I thought was brilliant. Viola Davis as Amanda Waller. Hopefully she'll survive all this. But I don't have high hopes for some of my favorite characters. Like, I get this real bad feeling that, Captain Boomerang isn't going to survive. What we call it, the gun cut. Everything's a cut these days. There's the Ayer cut, the gun cut, so yeah, let's see. So yeah, Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang. I haven't seen him in many things, but he doesn't offend me as much as he seems to offend other people. But let's see. I'm looking forward to what I'm going to think of this. I need to check one last thing because I'm an idiot and I didn't realize that I should have done this before. So hopefully they don't do the same thing that they did when I reacted to the Snyder Cut, but Snyder Cut trailer. So hopefully I don't get a warning for this, but we'll see.
You gotta be kidding me. You're gonna risk the entire mission for a mental defective dressed as a court jester.
This coming from a guy that wears a toilet seat on his head. We don't leave one of our own behind.
Hopefully Harley's still alive.
No funny business, Colonel. These are dangerous people.
Team 2 is clear to go.
Fire. 3, 2.
What are you guys doing?
What?
We're here to save you.
You were gonna save me?
It was a really good plan, too.
Well, I can go back inside and you
Oh
guys
God,
can
I hate it
go.
already. I fucking hate it already.
Blood sport.
I fucking hate it already.
You know the deal. Successfully complete the mission, you get 10 years off your sentence. Times are hard. You fail to follow my orders in any way, and I detonate the explosive device in the base of your skull.
So this is the famous Suicide Squad. Nom nom.
Any questions?
And
Yes.
The
that
CG
your
is
hand.
terrible
Very
on
good.
that. The CG is fucking terrible. I want to see people try and pretend that this is a fucking good trailer.
Here's the deal. We fail the mission, you die.
If we find out any information you give us is false, you die.
If we find out you have personalized license plates, you die.
What? No.
If you cough without covering your mouth.
Harley, although that isn't an open invitation for you to cough without covering your mouth.
It's just not funny.
What the hell am I
It's not
supposed to know?
fucking
You're
funny.
the leader. You're supposed to be decisive.
I decided that you should eat a big bag of dicks.
If this whole beach was completely covered in dicks, and somebody said I'd eat every dick until the beach was clean for liberty, I would say no problemo.
Why would someone put penises all over the beach?
Who knows why madmen do what they do?
This is suicide.
Well, that's kind of our thing.
Are you worried? I'm gonna get you out of here alive.
I'm going to get you out of here alive.
Oh my God! We've got a freaking kaiju up in this shit!
Uh-huh.
I don't wanna do your
We love the rain. It's like angels are smooching all over us.
Was Zack Snyder producing that? I swear it said Zack Snyder's producing it. Executive producer Zack Snyder and Deborah Snyder. Jesus Christ. What can I say? All my worst fears come to life. I'm sure people will be doing backflips and dancing and how great this is. It looks like trash. It looks like complete and utter trash. And I know the critics are going to give it rave reviews. It looks like more Birds of Prey bullshit humor. It might be slightly funnier than Birds of Prey, but it reminds me of fucking Birds of Prey. And like, let's keep the energy the same for the people who were fucking taking the piss out of Birds of Prey when the advertising was going on. This looks like complete and utter Marvel garbage. Yes, I know it's R-rated. And yes, I know there's going to be extra violence on it, but it just looks silly. The CGI looks silly. The characters are silly. That Dick's joke was garbage. It wasn't funny. I'm done. If this is the future If this is how DC sees the future, fuck them. I don't care. I'm speechless. I'm literally it's worse than I could have imagined. All right, the action's going to be good. I know the action's going to be good, but I'm not going to care about any of these characters because all they will be is a string of unintelligent fucking one-liners. If you're going to, I don't care if you're going to make a film full of jokes and witticisms and humor, but make it fucking funny, guys. Just do me a favor. Just make it funny. That's all. That's all I ask for. If you're going to make a comedy, make it funny. And the problem I have with a lot of MCU movies and what DC is trying to do with their fucking humor is that a lot of it just is plain not funny. If you want to do a fucking jokey, humorous fucking thing, get proper directors or funny people. What's the guy who wrote this guy who always does these fucking comedies? But for God's sake, like he did Badass or I think it's something like that, Badass or. But anyway, not Badass. I'm thinking of something else. But like basically. I can't remember the director's name, but there are a lot of good comedy directors now or comedy writers who can write better fucking dialogue than this. This dialogue was garbage. I mean, I almost feel like watching it again. Maybe I'm being too harsh on it. You think Marvel jokes are funnier? No, I don't. I don't think Marvel jokes are funnier. That's my whole point. My favorite Marvel films are the least jokey films, Angel Smith. Just to let you know, my least favorite jokes are least favorite. My most favorite Marvel movies are the ones that aren't so jokey, like the Captain America ones. I do like Iron Man 1, but I like Iron Man 1 and 2, and even Iron Man 3. I don't like them a lot, but the jokes are funny with Iron Man because I don't know who the writers are of it, and also Robert Downey Jr. can actually deliver fucking funny jokes. He's a really, really good actor, and he delivers those jokes really well. When you give those jokes to every single character, it just becomes meaningless, and not all of them are as funny and can deliver those lines in a good way. Watching this fucking thing, it just reminded me of a Marvel movie. It has no identity for me as a DC movie, as something to take seriously. And I'm not like just some rabid Snyder fan or something like that. I like Wonder Woman. I like Shazam. I like, a number of DC movies. What's up, Shaolin Terrific? I'd love to jump on and talk to you about what you think of this trailer. But yeah, as I said, like this to me is what I feared. You beat me to it. Yes. Thanks. Remember to like. Please give me likes. Yeah, I don't know. To me, and James Gunn is quite good at this. To be fair to him, I do think the Guardians of the Galaxy are some of the better comedic movies in Marvel. But if they're trying to go with this tone with the DC characters, I don't think it fits them. The darker humor of Suicide Squad 1 actually worked. It was the best part of the movie, whether you dislike the movie or not. I know the narrative was very messy, but at least everyone liked Harley Quinn, and that was because she was a darker Harley Quinn, more like the comic book Harley Quinn. When they tried to make her lighter, like in Birds of Prey, it was bullshit. She was like, when she was tried to make her more cartoony, like in Birds of Prey, it was bullshit. When it was when in the Suicide Squad, when it was a little bit darker, the humor was a little bit on the, a little bit kind of over the edge of, should I laugh at this or not? It was much better. And I think David Ayer's cut of the Suicide Squad would have brought that darker humor out even more. This It's just a light-hearted comedy. It's kind of Deadpoolish kind of humor. And again, it could work, but I think it's going to get very, very obnoxious if the humor isn't really, really good in this film. And that Dick's joke was so stupid. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It was like, what a dumb joke. I haven't seen the film yet, but I cannot believe after that Dick's joke that they've given John Cena a whole series out of what I've seen so far. He's still a bad actor, and the jokes that they're getting him to say aren't even that funny. I don't like this. Maybe the film might be better than the trailer is given on. Hopefully the action is very good, but I don't like this as a direction for DC. I don't care if, they want to get rid of Zack Snyder or not. This is not the direction for DC. It's bullshit. That's my reaction. I'm sure everyone else is doing tons of backflips over how great this trailer is. I think it's trash. Sorry about that. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you on the flip side, and I love you 3000. Bye. Oh, please comment whether you like the trailer or not. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and we can have a back and forth about it in the comment section. And and subscribe for more content. Thanks so much. Bye bye.